What's up, guys? This is Adam from Adam's Trail Notes. Adam's Trail Notes. Put that together and you get adamstrailnotes.com. It's the best blog for finding anything related to photography tips and tricks, especially with landscape and astrophotography. I'm talking about capturing those stars, baby. Let's get into it. So today we are going to be discussing one of my favorite, actually my favorite app that I use for photography. I've mentioned this a lot of times if you've ever read any of my blog articles about Photopills. Photopills is an amazing photography app. It has so many features, and I have literally, I'm not lying to you, I've never lied to you, I am literally saying that I have used this app literally every single time I have been out photographing, and I've had this app for about 4.5 years now, and it's just an amazing app. It's great for finding the moon, the sun, the Milky Way, knowing the different times it sets. I'm going to explain all of that and really just introduce you to this app. The only con that I'm going to be upfront with you is that it is $10. I know that is literally is the only con about this app, is that it is $10 in the App Store or the Google Play Store. But I mean, I don't think $10 is really that much, especially for the amount of tools and knowledge it provides. It's spectacular. It's actually the most expensive app I've ever bought, and it's worth every penny. This trail mix is literally probably, I would say, $5. Is at Walmart. I think is Walmart a good trail mix buying spot? Let's say it's $5. You can get Photopills. 2 of these equals a Photopills app. And Photopills is honestly way more valuable than some trail mix, and I'm not trying to downgrade trail mix at all. Trail mix is amazing, but Photopills is just on another level of awesomeness. And that's what we're here to talk about. Photopills, and it's a great app if you've ever heard of it. It's both available on the App Store, Apple Store, or the Google Play Store. So for my Android users, thanks for sticking with me. For my Apple users, you're okay, I guess, too. But it is both available for any phone that you wish to have. And in this video, I'm going to explore my 3 favorite features of this app, because if you do open it up or you see it right now, there are so much stuff to discover, and I don't want to overwhelm you with all of this information. So I'm just going to go over the 3 things that I use the most, that I think are the best for landscape and astrophotographers to know about and to use when downloading the app. So I'm going to go through that. First, I'm going to show you the Augmented Reality function. You go down here, scroll down, and you click Night AR. So when you click Night AR, or Augmented Reality, if you don't know what that is, that means it takes your camera view or your live function, and you can look around the room. Now look at my, oh, look at there. There's the camera, and there's a light. Wow, awesome. So, and then it shows you these lines, and these are different stars and everything, and it also shows you where the Milky Way is. So this is the night augmented reality. So right up there, if I were to scroll, you can see this is the Milky Way that's intersecting my camera right now. And throughout different times of the year, so in the summer, you can see exactly where the galactic core is wherever you are. So if you are maybe going to a certain natural bridge at a national park and you want to know where the Milky Way is going to be, because that's important if you want to plan out your shot, you take out your camera, you take out Night AR, and you just scroll, and you can see exactly, it shows the time and the date of when the Milky Way will be in that certain position. And it is crazy accurate. I'll show you a couple examples when I plan Photopill shots and what they actually came to be. And again, I use this every single time I'm out shooting night photos, because I can just easily, it takes 10 seconds, and I just screenshot different angles that I want, and then I review them and say, oh, that shot's at 1 a.m., that shot's at 2 a.m., I can get this shot at 11:30, and it just plans out my night better, so I know exactly what I'm shooting, when I'm shooting it, and it's such a great feature. And this also works if you go out of Night AR and you go into the planner button. If you go into just the normal AR right here, this normal AR, you see all the stars and lines are gone, but it shows you different lines. And these lines, that yellow line, represents where the sun is. So if I scroll and scroll and scroll, you see, first of all, the sun is on the top, so it shows exactly where the sun is going to set or rise, and it shows the exact same thing for the moon, which is that little blue thing right there, the little blue circle. So, again, if you are out in a location, you want to know, hey, when does the sun set below that canyon? Or what time does it set? Because a lot of times, if you're out of cell range, you can't just look up when the sunset is. And this app does it perfectly. You don't need Wi-Fi or anything for it. It works magically, and you can see exactly when the moon's going to rise, when it's going to set, or when the sun is going to set or rise. And it's spectacular. So that is the augmented reality function. I use it every single time, depending if I'm planning out a night shot or maybe a moon shot or a sun shot. It's great. So we're going to go to this, and we're going to go into my second feature, which is the planner. So again, I'll go to the main feed, which is under the pills icon, and we're going to click planner right here. And the planner is basically like a Google Maps on the app, so it shows you just the geographical view, or like the drone view of what the world looks like. You can zoom out all the way. It's awesome like that. And this is basically a special Google Maps, I like to call it. So the red pin shows you exactly where you would be shooting, or your shooting location would be. So let's say I was around Devil's Bridge. This is in Sedona, Arizona. And what I can do is on the bottom bar, you see this little kind of wavy lines, and you can scroll this, and you see different colors start to show up on the map. Now, these colors, and this is the really cool part, these colors represent golden hour or blue hour or civil twilight, and I've written different articles about this, and I'll probably do a video explaining this, but you've most likely, if you're just new to photography, you've probably heard of golden hour. A lot of people do it. It's where you get the best Instagram pictures. It's where, if you've ever done a portrait session, maybe you've heard the photographer say, shoot during golden hour. That basically just means when the sun is very low to the horizon, either when it's setting or when the sun is either setting or rising, and it's close to the horizon, it sets off a really nice low golden tone, and it's great for reflecting on the skin. It's great for reflecting off landscapes. It's an amazing light. It makes everything look golden, nice orange, glowy, yellow tone, and it's just an amazing light to take pictures in. So this shows exactly when it's going to be golden hour. So at 6:23 p.m. it's golden hour, and then it's going to move into a blue tone, and that is blue hour. And then you go into darkness, which kind of just looks like a gray black tone, and this is when it's absolute darkness for like 6-7 hours of the night. And you can scroll in the top bar here, and you can actually see blue hour and golden hour, and it says when those times are, which is amazing. Again, you don't have to look any of this up. It's all in this one app. You don't have to download 5 different apps to find out when blue hour is, and then another app when golden hour is, when the sun sets. It's all in this app, which is just incredible. Oh, and to preface, I guess, I'm not sponsored or affiliated with Photopills at all. I hope to be one day. Photopills, if you're watching this, sponsor me, maybe, please. Thank you. I just love the app so much, and it's helped me so much, and I want to just share that with you guys. So, it also shows civil, nautical, astronomical, twilight times, which is, again, great for planning out your photos, because Photopills, the main function of it is to plan out your photos, and when you have an idea in your head, it helps you capture it. So it's amazing like that. Again, this shows you when the sun rises or sets, and when the moon rises and sets, and it shows you the different moon phases, which is amazing. And one of my favorite features about the Planner app is if you scroll all the way to this Milky Way function. So it basically looks like a few little dots on a line. Okay, so now you can see different features because the Milky Way is, of course, up during June. So it shows when the galactic core, or the brightest part of the Milky Way, again, I'll put the picture right there with what the galactic core is, when it is above the horizon, so when you can shoot it. It provides the azimuth and the elevation, which is just the direction or how high it is in the sky, which is also awesome to know. And it shows when it sets. So this is from 9:27 to 3:27. And doing math, that's about 6 hours of the galactic core, which is it's such a good chunk of time where you can capture those crisp Milky Way photos. Gets me hyped. But yes, this shows where the Milky Way will be. And an even better feature is, let's say you have your spot on here that you're shooting right at that red pin in the middle of a trail. And what you can do is scroll through the time, and you'll start to see these lines pop up. And this is about 8-9 p.m. when it starts to get really dark out. And you'll see these different lines. And this is showing the Milky Way. These little dots are like the arc of the Milky Way. And what you'll see is when these little bigger dots, these little bolder dots right here pop up, that's where the galactic core is. And it goes exactly with the time that it shows up there, the 9:27 to 3:27 a.m. You can scroll, and the galactic core is visible throughout that time. So there's bolder, and then you can see those dots will slowly disappear. And the way it moves is just the way the galactic core will move across the sky, because it does pan. If you've ever seen a time lapse, the Milky Way will kind of, I guess from your direction, it'll go. So it just shows you the direction of the Milky Way, which is just an awesome tool. And the last thing I wanted to discuss is if you see these little yellow lines or these blue lines, that is the direction of the moon set or the moonrise or the sunset or the sunrise. So when the sun rises, it casts a light in a certain direction. When it sets, it's a different direction. And that just shows you where those directions of light will be coming from or will be going toward. And it just helps you plan your photos so much better. And especially for landscape photography, because you know, oh, that canyon's going to get hit with that light when it's sunrise, so I'm going to point my camera there. It's just such a great app. So this is the planner function. There's a lot of more good stuff to it, but those are just the main parts I wanted to include. And then the last function that I use the most is the calculations tab. And this has multiple different areas. I'm going to go with the spot stars first of all. But basically, this calculates when you will get perfect pinpoint stars. And astrophotography, for the most part, if you're shooting the Milky Way, is all about getting those crisp pinpoint stars. Because if you leave your exposure open for a minute or even like 40 seconds, your stars will start to trail because the Earth is moving and the stars will move in a different place, even though they're not moving. It's just the Earth and the perspective, all of that. But basically, if your camera's in one place, the stars are going to start looking like they're moving and trailing. This is a technique called star trails. If you do want to actually get this technique, you can do that. But most of the time, if you're shooting Milky Way, you want exact pinpoints. You don't want any trails in the stars because it looks blurry. So this app helps you to figure out what exposure time you need to get those perfect pinpoint stars. And all you do is just you put in your camera, and you can put your lens in or the focal length. You can put the setting in, the aperture. You can even put like your elevation in and everything, and it'll show you different times. The second calculator function I wanted to show was the time-lapse function. Here it is. So time-lapse, and this is great for anybody taking time lapses. I'm still fairly new to the time-lapse game, and this app helps me out a lot in figuring out what I want to accomplish. So if anybody's ever watched a time-lapse, you know that the actual clip length probably lasts for 10 to 15 seconds, but that might require 5 hours of shooting, depending on your interval length, your exposure settings, all of that. This determines, or this helps you find out what that will be. And a trick for this is on the bottom left, you can see interval table. If you click this, this gives you a lot of cool information about very common time-lapse scenes. So if there's fast-moving clouds, it gives you the interval, and it gives you the duration that's approximate. If slow-moving clouds, you can do it for sunrise or sunset, and it just gives you different intervals, which is super helpful because you don't have to look it up. For a rainbow, if you want to time-lapse a rainbow, 1 second interval, good to know. So these are different calculations you can do within Photopills, and they help immensely with so much stuff. So that is it for today. I was just describing the brief features of Photopills, the ones that I use the most and that I think are most helpful when just learning the app, because I know it can be very overwhelming. It has so many different functions, but it really is a great app. And again, this is not sponsored. They are not paying me. I wish they were, but not yet. Hope that you found some knowledge through this video and through Photopills, and I will drop the link for either the Apple Store or the Google Play Store, and also the Photopills website that you can research it more if you want to check that out. And before we go, I wanted to let you know that I recently released a night photography checklist, and I'm going to put that right there. And this basically, if you are new to night photography or even an intermediate and you just want all of the most important details on one page or on your phone that you can take with you, it gives you that. It gives you the pre-planning phase, the equipment you need. It even gives you recommended settings for star trails and Milky Way photography. And it's a very great tool for any astrophotographers looking to learn information quickly and just speed up the process of learning night photography, because it can seem overwhelming, especially when you are trying to learn photography in the middle of the night when it's pitch black out and there's some scary noises going around. This checklist will help you a lot, so please go ahead and down below and download that. Oh hey, what's up? It's me, Adam, again. This is probably put in like right at the end of the video, which is kind of weird, but I was rewatching the footage and I totally forgot to mention to like, comment, and subscribe, and also turn on that little notification bell so you never miss whenever I post another video, because who doesn't want to watch another video from me, right? Okay, so again, just like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Thank you for watching, and I guess go to the other outro. So yeah, thank you. So thank you again for watching this video. My name is Adam from Adam's Trail Notes. I don't know what that hand movement was. And have fun and keep photographing. I'll see you out there. I wonder if this, like, does it get moldy? I don't know.